Hey everybody, Captain Shane, back in the 767. We're going to try this again tonight. So this flight's going to be a little bit different. I've done some flight model changes to this aircraft, so maybe a little presumptuous to me to think I know better than the flight factor guys, but as I was flying this aircraft last night, I was having some problems with it. So for one, during the takeoff roll, it just wanted to lift off on its own. I had to put a lot of nose down stick inputs and a lot of nose down trim, and it kind of stayed that way for the whole flight. It took a lot of nose down trim to keep this thing flying level. I also had some concerns with the engine indications, although I don't think those are going to get fixed tonight by anything I can do. Additionally, and this is probably one of the biggest problems that I had, it couldn't maintain cruise speed, right? I could not get it to get up to the cruise speed that the FMC was calling for. The engines are basically firewalled at flight level 360. They couldn't get there, so I decided I was going to fix all those things. I went into the airfoils and also into the plane maker, and I've made some changes. So I'm going to just flight test these tonight to see if I like it better. Hopefully it's got a little less nose-up tendency. We get a little less drag at cruise, and it doesn't try to lift off the ground during takeoff. We'll see how it goes. So I've got all the checklist items done all the way down to weight and balance. So let's pull up the EFB right here, and we'll take a look at our flight plan for tonight. We're going back to Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, which is my hub that I'm in charge of. We're at Louisville. So my policy is I like to fly planes and kind of put them back where I got them from. So this is November 328 Uniform Papa, and I'm going to return it to Hamilton Hub because that's where it came from. And I don't want to just fly the planes to Louisville and drop them off here. All right, cost index is 177 tonight. We got about a 7-knot tailwind component. Fuel flow, I'm sorry, the block fuel tonight is 28,670, and our cargo weight is 101.3. So we'll start entering that stuff. Fuel is 28.7, and we need 101,000 pounds of cargo. So let's do this. 101,300 divided by 98. That gives us 10 pallets. All right, 10 times 9,800 minus 101,300. We need 3,300 pounds of additional cargo. And let's optimize. Okay, takeoff CG is looking at it's going to be 19%. We got 10 pallets with 9,800 pounds each, and an additional 3,300 pounds of bulk cargo in the hold. Fuel 28.7. Let's load it up. Loading the plane. Hey, weight and balance is set. One moment. Alright, sorry, I'm back. Okay, IRS. Position initialization, GPS position, YHM, reference airport, route, YHM. No, that's not right. Hold on. Hold on, I screwed that up. We're at Louisville, SDF. There we go. Let's try this again. SDF. Sorry, I'm all turned around tonight. KSDF. There we go. Third time's the charm. YHM. All right, and the route we're looking at, so Bangin, so BNGIN, over to DJB, direct to Durlo, DERLO, direct to Tickham. Good. Now we'll do our departure. Looking for the Spiller 1 departure. With the Bangin transition, 3-5 left. Arrival. We're going to be doing the RNAV Zulu runway 30 from Kedbu on the Tickham 2 transition, or Tickham 2 arrival. Let's take a look at this on the legs page. Let's see how this looks. That looks good to me. So we'll go to route, activate, execute. And now let's do performance initialization. Reserve is 12,000 pounds. Cost index was 177. Cruise altitude tonight per the flight plan is 350. Cruise wind 300 at 64. All right, that looks good. Takeoff performance. Let's go ahead and run that real quick. Good, Tweedle, doing well. Thanks, man. Just doing some last-minute flight planning here, and we're going to be ready to get on the road. All right. Let's calculate. Okay. D-rate takeoff 2. Select temperature 47. Flaps 5. 149, 153, 155. Okay, so we'll click 2 here. Flaps 5. 47. Takeoff CG. B1 149. Rotate 153. And V2 155. Okay, pre-flight complete. I got legs on the left. Takeoff data on the right. Go back over to map. There we go. FMC is programmed for flight. V speeds. Let's enter those now. And then the reference speed is 148 at flaps 30. Hey, set. Clock. I heard this is not working yet. There it is. Clock is set. Okay, final cockpit preparation checklist. Fuel quantity is checked. 28.7. FMC is checked. Flight director's on. Let me cycle these actually. Flight directors are on. MCP airspeed set B2. Takeoff heading is 350. MCP airspeed is 155. MCP heading, I already got that, right? MCP altitude, we will check our IFR clearance here. Okay, squawk clear, transition expected 3 minutes after departure. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just set 350 here for now. We'll see if they give us a lower after takeoff. Altimeters. So let's grab the weather real quick. We do have ATIS here tonight. Let's get it.
Visibility 10. Few clouds at 25,000. Temperature 16. 2.6. Altimeter 3013. ILS approach runway 17 left. Notices to air missions UPS ramp control closed. Runway 1 refit closed. Runway 1129 closed. Advise on initial contact. You have information like
Well, that stinks.
Louisville International Airport ATIS information like
departing on runway 17.
0256 Zulu. Web 210 at 3. Visibility 10. Few clouds at 25,000. Hex 2.6.
Wow, that
Altimeter
sucks.
3013. ILS approach runway 17 left.
Okay,
Notices
well,
to air missions
that changes
UPS ramp
everything.
control closed. Runway 1.
Okay, so apparently the ATIS is different than what the real-world ATIS is. They're operating at a 17 left only. So now we have to recalculate our takeoff for 17 left, which is a very short runway. 17 left. Calculate. All right. Different numbers here. Let's re-enter this stuff. So departure is going to be on 17 left. That really changes the whole routing here. Yeah, that's not ideal by any means. Let's go ahead and double check this to make sure it makes sense still. Alright, that's fine. That'll work. It's just not what I had planned on. Okay, that's redone. Let's go back into this and recalculate DT, D-rate takeoff 1. Actually, you know what? Let's just clear this out. TO1 54. And the new numbers are 147, 152, 155. Okay, that's better. Good thing we checked it. Altimeter's 3013. Auto brakes RTO. Wixer radar is disabled. Transponder is going to be 3777. We already got our IFR clearance. ILS panel, I'm going to leave it alone. Taxi takeoff departure brief. Okay, let me brief this up. So we are at Louisville. We got a long taxi tonight now because we were going to take off on 35 left, which makes sense, but now we got to come all the way around over to here and then take off from 17 left to the south. Let's reconfigure this for that. 17 left. Change to. Right, there we go. And now let me go ahead and put on the Spiller 1 RNAV departure. So the instructions for this are after takeoff, fly heading 170 to 1020 feet, then direct the dropper at or above 2500, 230 knots max. Lurville at or above 4000, America at or above 8000, and then as filed. Alright, so let me also make sure that I got the new runway heading in there. Okay, that's done. Taxi takeoff departure brief is performed. Okay, before start, pushback checklist display is on status. APU is coming on now. And while it's coming on, I'm going to set up my desk. All right, crew. I think we're all set up here. APU is on. Doors and windows. Close off. Yaw damper. Electric engine control. Hide pumps. APU generator is on. External power is off. So this always throws me for a loop here, guys. If I turn off external power, we're probably gonna lose everything. Never mind. I lied. Generator control on left and right. Engine limiter not required. Fuel pumps coming on. Parking brake set. Full chocks. Ground power unit. All age. Remove. Anti-collision lights red. We're on. Cabin temperature controls. The auto. A trim air recirc fan. Recyclers utility buses. Isolation valve. On APU bleed, engine start switch to both. Actually, let's go ignition 1 tonight. Display over to engine mode. Smart cars. Let's check our 8 cars. Make sure that's working. I have no bids, huh? Let's try it again. Sure looks like I got a bid to me. Alright, yeah, we're loaded up. Okay, push and start.
Great news, Captain. Your tow's coming.
And then I think we're only going to be talking to center. What? I can't hear you.
All right. Looks like the doors and hatches are closed and we're ready to connect.
Give me a minute. Okay. All right, crew. Give me a second. My daughter needs me. I'll be right back as the tug gets hooked up.
Ground to cockpit, please show me where you want to go. So connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Alright, crew, parking brake. Released.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Hey. Quit blinding me with your landing lights.
Oh, did I do that?
Turn them off.
Oh, that was a mistake. Alright, crew. Clear for engine start. Starting engine number 2. Okay, so one of the things I changed in the Playmaker was how fast the engine spooled up, but I don't know if it's... I don't think it actually helped. Fuel on. Some of these indications are controlled by software that I have no way of actually working with, so... Actually... Honestly, I mean, look at this fuel flow. It's better than it was before. Okay, I lied. It's spiking up. I don't control these numbers here. Like, there's a way in Playmaker to do it, but this is clearly being controlled by their data refs and their software, and I can't intervene on that. This fuel flow is ridiculously high for idle. It should be about 800 to 1,000 pounds an hour, not 2.6. Again, I can't really change that. Starting engine 1. The engine indications are unfortunately outside of my ability to edit due to the way they've coded their software. But I'll tell you right now, we're about 2,000 pounds an hour fast or high on the fuel flow, and I believe that to be an indication issue only. I don't think the aircraft is actually burning 3,000 pounds an hour in idle. Fuel flow EGT. Okay.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Parking brake set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Okay, crew. At start checklist. Anti-ice not required. Packs on left and right. APU bleeds are off. Isolation is off. APU off. Waiting on ground signal. We'll check back on that. Let's go ahead and press on with taxi checklist. Flaps set for takeoff. Flaps 5. Stab trim set for takeoff. This is one of the things that I worked on tonight was the stab trim. Alright. Looks like we need 4.5 aircraft nose up. We'll see if my changes were effective here. Takeoff data confirm. V1 147, V2 152.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed.
VR 152,
Hand signal will be on the right. We'll see you next time and have a great flight.
Yep. Takeoff thrust setting 96.7 and 1. Taxi takeoff departure brief, no change. Radar, we're not going to touch it. Transponder TARA. Nose light on. Runway turn off lights on. Lower display status. Taxi clearance. Alright, let's call for it. Indy Center, good evening. UPS 378 at Louisville with information. Mike, ready for taxi 17 left.
UPS 378 heavy, Indy Center. Runway 17 left, taxi via Charlie Golf November Delta, across runway 29.
17 left via Charlie Golf November Delta cross 29. UPS 378 heavy.
Actually, UPS 378 heavy, if you would like, it looks like they've opened up 35 left and 35 right. If you'd like one of those instead of 17 left.
Yes, actually I would prefer 35 left if we can get it.
UPS 378, runway 35 left, taxi via Bravo.
35 left via Bravo. UPS 378. Okay, crew, let's recalculate again. We gotta change. So we're going back over to 35 left, which just makes a lot more sense for us. We're gonna leave all this as it is. This stuff is more conservative anyway, so
And
this will be
local
fine.
information, Alpha is now current.
What's the altimeter for Alpha?
The altimeter 3013.
Alright, 3013. Alright, let's try this again, guys. 35 left. Alright, now heading is back to 350. And just to go over the chart one last time, because we keep changing everything. We're going to go switch back over to 3.5 left. Procedure is climb on heading 350 to 1020, then direct to row, then as filed, no altitude restrictions. And the taxi has changed. We're going over 3.5 left via Bravo. So we're going to come out here onto Charlie 1, left on the Bravo, down to the whole short point here. Alright, crew. If there's no questions, let's get going.
FedEx 3992, Cleveland Center is closed. Radar service terminated. Frequency change approved. Alright, frequency change approved. FedEx 3992, we'll see you now.
Okay, nozzle steering, nozzle steering and brakes are checked.
American 3121, contact India approach 124.95.
So on the right,
Over to approach 2495 American 3120.
on the left. Clear right, clear left. Okay, flight controls check. Ailerons left, ailerons right. Elevator up, elevator down, rudder left, rudder right. Okay, flight controls checked. Before takeoff checklist, status page, engine, recall, exterior lights, wait on that, VNAV, LNAV. Go ahead and do exterior lights now.
Delta 2402, Memphis Center is closed. Radar service terminated. Frequency change approved.
Hi Mauricio, how are you doing, man?
Unicom 122.8, Delta 242, thanks for the ATC.
Let's see how. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna check is how, if the aircraft gets kind of nose light and tries to rotate off the runway before we're ready. That's what we're gonna be checking now. I've shifted the center of lift back 3 feet on the wings to see if that'll make the nose a little bit heavier, so we have a little more control over it. Center UPS 370 heavy holding short 35 left, wait for departure.
ABS 378 heavy, the winds are 210 tree, RNAV 2 row, runway 35 left, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff 35 left, RNAV row, UPS 378 heavy. Alright crew, clear for takeoff.
Fairways 1949, contact India approach 124.95. 124.95, Spirit 1945, 40 knots, sorry, thank you.
Okay, clear left, clear right, TCAS clear. This guy, Stephen Walsh, he's one of the best controllers I ever deal with. And because I fly out of Louisville a lot, being UPS, I hear him a lot. He's really good. Him and Brett in Oakland Centers are some of my favorites. Okay, runway heading is 350. On the brakes. Clock started. Okay. Power stabilized. Set takeoff thrust. Thrust set. Alright, let's see how it does. 80 knots, throttle hold. V1, rotate. And did it again. Pause the wait, you're up. Yeah, still very nose light. It's tail heavy still. I'm having to put in a lot of nose down trim.
UPS 378, how your radar contact, say altitude.
Climb to 1,500 UPS 378.
UPS 378, climb and maintain flight level 350.
I maintain flight level 350 UPS 378 heavy. Yeah, I got a ton of nose down trim in. Look at that. Yeah, it's like not even any better at all. Like I don't even know how much more trim I can put in this thing. Okay, flaps 1. Yeah, back to the drawing board on that. Flaps up. Getting a little fast here, correcting.
UPS 738, clear direct banging.
Direct banging. UPS 378. Alright, autopilot's coming on. Direct banging.
Center, Skywest 5561 on the ground at Cincinnati requesting IFR.
Oh, I tried to fix it, but it had no effect here, so I'm gonna have to go back to the drawing board and see what else I can do. Because that didn't do anything.
5561, ND Center, fortunately it's not as far because you're missing the departure. Advisory to copy that clearance.
Look how much nose down trim is in this thing right now. Okay, after takeoff, checklist: landing gear up, lights out, handle off, flaps are up, recall, exterior lights, holding for altimeters, accelerating to 321 knots. So far, nothing that I've made changes for seems to have helped anything. This jet just beats to the sound of its own drum, I guess, or marches to the beat of its own drum. A lot of ATC on tonight, guys. Another problem I'm seeing, it's not reaching its thrust limits.
It's got 5561 ND Center. Did you hear my last transmission about your route? Yeah, I'm fixing it. I have your route right here. Oh, I thought you said you don't have a departure on thing, but mine's been simply since it goes to Haggle 5. Well, I have a departure for you when you're ready to copy. Alright, I'm ready to copy. Stand up that Skywest 5561. Got 5561, clear to the Chicago O'Hare International Airport. Flight of JBITS 6 departure, direct bonnet, Peak 5 arrival. Maintain 5,000. Departure this frequency, squawk 3421. Skywest 6561 cleared to Chicago O'Hare. The J-band 6 departure, then bonnet, go up to 5,000, will remain on this frequency and will squawk 3431. And Sky 5561, the squawk is 3421, 3421. 3421. And Sky 5561, read back correct.
I'll keep working on it. So the next thing I want to see is if my changes are going to allow it to reach the cruise speed that I have set. Okay, altimeter standard. After takeoff checklist complete. S-main top of climb, 56 miles. How's that for fuel planning, guys? I like to land with 12,000 pounds reserve. Look at that. Not bad, huh? Okay, climbing to flight level 220 for 350. So the changes that I made to the airfoils should help us when we get up to our cruise altitude. Last night I was cruising almost about like 3.5 degrees pitch, which is pretty steep for optimum cruise altitude, right? So I'm looking to have this box on or just gently below this 2.5 degree line when we level off at cruise. And my theory is lowering the nose by adding some lift to the airfoils will reduce the induced drag, which will reduce drag as total and require less engine thrust for us to maintain our cruise speed. We'll see if that's actually how it's working, because nothing that I've changed so far has actually worked. It is a good update. Like, the visual changes were very good. I don't know that they've done much to the flight model. I don't like that I don't have any TCAS, weather radar, or terrain. That sucks. Look at that. We're almost out of trim, guys. Has to do flight level 250, 350. You know what time it is, guys? I think it's gin and tonic time. Indy Standard UPS 378 request.
That's 378.
I'd like to step away for 5 mics.
I'm in on your back.
Wilco. Alright, crew, I'll be right back. I gotta go get a drink. You know, sippy sippy.
As far as frequency, Indy Center will be right back.
Alright, crew, how we doing here? Looking good. Still climbing. Alright, let's try my drink. Oh, that's so good. Okay, 2,000 feet to go. Any center UPS 378 back with you. Alright, 1,000 to go. Alright, crew, let's see how this level off goes.
And Indy Center is back.
Me too.
And Walker 3439, contact Kansas City Center 125.72.
What was that? That was weird. That was a strange level off. Wow, look at that. Look at that. This auto throttle is wonky on this thing. Oh, there we go, losing airspeed again. And again, it's the same issues before. It's struggling to maintain airspeed. Although it is a little bit better, admittedly. But not much. Like, it's still struggling to maintain airspeed. Look at that, we're falling behind again. Dang it, like nothing I did to this thing made any difference at all. That's disappointing, man. Like, we can't maintain airspeed. We're maxed out at a power setting. Look at it. It can't get there. There's no way this thing would ever make it up to 390 like this. No way.
Jazz 704, ready to taxi to the active.
And Jazz 704, information Victor is correct. Let me know when you have that. Runway 27, taxi via Juliet Kilo 1.
Back to the drawing board, I guess. I mean, at least...
Jet 704, I have the current altimeter as 3013. Taxi to runway 27 via Victor.
It just can't get there. We're maxed out again.
And 704, if you have 3013 as the altimeter, then you obviously don't have the ASUS information Victor is current. It's available on 135.3. Let me know when you have that.
I'll go check it out, Jazz.
And Sky West 5561, ready for push and start. Yes, Sky 5561 in the center, push and start at your discretion. I do not control the ramp. The information of Victor is current. We've got Victor on board, our discretion. Sky West 5561. And Sky 5561, if you have Victor on board, it says the ramp position is closed, so you wouldn't be calling me if push or start. Yeah, to be honest, that does not read all the way down. Well, then you didn't have the ATIS.
Oh. Alright, so a little bit of improvement on the pitch, but not much. So I think what I want to do right now, since we have a few minutes, let's go up here and do a cycle dump. And let's take a look at some of this data and see what's going on with this flight model. Because we have the time. Alright, what do we got here? What is our gross weight right now? 319.
Jazz 704, I have information Victor now.
Yeah, 704, thanks for Victor.
No problem, thanks.
Alright. Alright, I'll have to take a look at this a little bit more, but it's definitely just got either not enough engine power up here or too much drag. I can't quite figure it out. But we did get the pitch down a little bit, but it needs to be down more. So.
Jazz 704, holding short runway 27, ready.
I know what I need to do.
And 704, the winds are 340 at the tree, runway 27, clear for takeoff.
Finally clear for takeoff, runway 27, Jazz 7.
I mean, it's a little bit better. I mean, it's coming down a little bit here. It's definitely a lower pitch than we had the day before. I need more. I think we need to add a little bit of engine thrust here. And put a little more lift in here to get the nose down a little bit more, but it's trying. It's trying to.
Jazz 704 with you, climbing for...
And Jazz 704, you broke up there, but you're radar contact, say altitude.
Jazz 704 climbing through 20.
Jazz 704, climb and maintain flight level 390, turn right, direct query.
Climb and maintain flight level 390 and direct query, Jazz 7.
We should be leaving this.
Indiana Center, get there, you want Delta 1147 flight.
1147, Indy Center, welcome aboard. And who else called Indy Center?
That was Skywest 5561 requesting taxi.
That's got 5561. Information vector is currently 27. Taxi via Sierra Juliet, Kilo 1.
Alright, we'll make our way over to Q7 via Sierra Juliet, Kilo 1. Skywest 5561. And Danny Center, Delta 558 checking in at flight level 330.
Delta 558, Indy Center, welcome aboard.
I will say this: I did that.
Indianapolis Center, Southwest 2156.
I did update the latest update, and I do fix some stuff like the lights here. That was a problem last night.
It's us 156, Indy Center, welcome aboard. And Indianapolis Center, Southwest 2156. If you don't mind, we're going to step out for a moment. Let me know when you're back. I will let you know when you're back, Southwest 2156. There's our code frequency, Indy Center, will be closing in 1 to 12 minutes.
Send on UPS 378. I'll take a hand up the Unicom if you're ready.
Mystery 78, Cleveland is closed. Service started and frequency change approved.
Okay, over to Unicom. UPS 378. So long. Thank you. All right, crew, we're on our own. All right. Let's see. Top of descent. 4:35. And we'll do our descent planning in about 5 minutes. Now, I'm really surprised that my flight model changes were not more effective than they have been. I put some pretty steep changes in there, and it didn't seem to help at all. Alright, crew. We're getting close to our top of descent here. Let's go ahead and do our descent planning. So let's review our landing data. Current gross weight is 317. We've got 17.8 on board. Looking at another 4,000 pounds, so that's going to give our altitude alert. Altitude alert. Huh. Landing weight's gonna be about 313. Okay, B approach is 148, so our V rep will be 143. Auto brakes 1. Landing on runway 30. Plenty of runway there. And the landing weight looks good. Alright, so flaps 30. 143 reference speed. Cool. We'll look at the chart here for Hamilton. Landing on runway 30, we'll plan for a full-length rollout, and we'll do an about face over here at the arrival end or the departure end. Come back taxi down to Charlie, and we'll take Charlie down to the South 2 ramp, parking over here. We are on the Tickham 2 arrival. So we're coming in from Durlow. I think what we might do is go direct to Tickham, save us some time. Let's do that now. Okay, we're gonna go direct Tickham. Get that corner out of there. So now our flight plan's gonna look like this. Direct to Tickham. And from Ketbu, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the RDAV Zulu runway 30 approach. It's gonna look like this. So at Ketbu, we need to be out of 3,000 feet at 210 knots. And then we'll pick up the RNAV Zulu approach. This is what it's going to look like here. So at Delva, we need to be at or below 3,900. At GoPev, we need to step it down to 2,200. And GoPev is when we'll pick up a 3-degree glide path down to the runway threshold, which is at 780 feet. We are LNAV, VNAV capable, so the decision altitude will be 1,073 baro. MSA is 3,100 feet. This approach will be climbed to 2,800, track 297, ACBEV, and hold. Set down 10,000 feet for now. SCP altitude reset. Alright, approach briefing is performed. Radar set decision altitude 1073 baro. Let's set that now. Okay, decision height is set. Decision altitude set. Okay, top of descent is coming up here pretty quick. 2 miles. Stand by to head down. Alright, crew, heading down. Okay, we're about 600 feet high on the profile. Should be fine for now. We'll dial that in. Check the weather at Hamilton. Okay, wind 260 at 8. 15 century miles visibility. Overcast at 2,900 feet. (2,900 or 300 altimeter). Okay, profile's coming back in. Alright, altimeters 2903. Set. Alright, crew. Out of 14,000 for 10,000. Still get that cloud that we got to descend through, so we can't see the ground yet. Okay, crew approaching 10,000 feet. Let's do exterior lights. Okay, airspeed's coming down. Okay, airspeed's looking good. Put the speed brakes out to help it out. Let's head down further. Big extra track. Alright, let's get the CTF frequency for Hamilton. $125. Hi crew, descending through 8,500. I think we're in the soup now. Definitely can't see the ground here, and we probably won't break through until about 2,900 feet. That's what the ASUS said. I'll be looking out for the ground contact vent. I don't see it right now. Alright crew, coming up on 6,000 feet. We're getting close. They get a little bit fast. That's okay. Hey, Nishon. Nice to see you, man. Nishon. I'm not sure how to say your name. We're on the initial approach into Hamilton right now. About to go on to the RNAV Zulu runway 30. I'm gonna check the weather one last time. See what we got. Okay, still overcast at 2,900 feet, so looking to break out there at some point. Alright, crew, I'm gonna go ahead and start. Let's get the thing slowed down. Laps 1. Let's go ahead and go flaps 5. Okay, flaps 5 set. Hamilton traffic, good evening. UPS 378 heavy on the RNAV Zulu runway 30 approach. Oh, ground contact. Airfield site. Oh. Never mind. Pretend it didn't happen. Gear down. Left 15. Alright, let's go ahead and set the flaps 30. Okay, 4 landing checklist. Landing gear down. Big green. Pull handle is armed. Auto brakes 1. Flaps and slats set for landing. Flaps 30. Timbers cross check 2993. Little high, correcting. Okay, back on the pappies. Apple traffic UPS 378 heavy on final 30. Continue.
300. 200. 100. 50. 50. 40. 40. 30. 30. 20. 20. 10. 10. 5.
Alright, crew, we're down. Do a full length rollout here. We'll do it 180 turn on the far side and come back in. Okay, after landing checklist, spoiler handles up, retract, flap handle, up, retract, auto brakes off. Radar's off, landing lights. Nose light stays on. Memory turn off, we'll leave on. Anti-collision white will leave on until we get out the runway. APU? Coming on. Right turn on the taxiway Charlie. Should be coming up here on the right. Oh! Looks like we have another aircraft coming in here. Hamilton traffic UPS 378 heavy is clear. Runway 30 at Charlie. Alright. Clock. Stopped. Depth trim. At the takeoff checklist complete. .2 feet per minute, huh? I like it. Kinda felt like that. I have some of my best landings on runway 30 at Hamilton. Looking for the marshaller. Marshaller in sight. Hey, parking brake. Okay, transponder, standby. Fuel switches. Okay, engine bleeds off. Packs off. Trim air. Circuit fans off. Cabin altitude control, manual. Window heat. Yaw damper. Eek. Hydraulic pumps. Anti-collision red. Standby power off. IRS off. Low chocks, ground power unit. Alright, parking brake released. APU off. Oh, that was fun, guys. A lot of my flight model changes were not effective, so I got to go back and take a look and see what happened with that. It's a little frustrating that it didn't work, so I got to go back and see exactly what's going on with it. It caused it not to work, but I'll keep trying because I want to get this plane flying better. Because right now it's just really not. So we'll see what we can do, make it better. In the meantime, thank you guys for being here. Hope you enjoyed the flight. I'll be doing some more flights. Probably going to do MD-11 or 737 next. And on Monday, I got a real fun thing planned here. I'm going to be flying my Tolus A321 that I have been letting collect dust because I just don't understand that plane very well. I found a real A321 pilot that's going to fly with me on shared flight. We're going to do like a shared flight thing where I'll sit right seat and he'll be the pilot. And he's going to teach me how to fly that thing a little bit better. I'll do that on Monday. I think I'll put it on YouTube. It'll be a lot of fun. So I'll probably fly again before then. But until then, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.